What if you could travel back in time to 19th century England? What would you see, hear, and experience? Let's embark on this journey together. The 19th century was a pivotal era in England's history, a time that bore witness to transformative events and developments. Imagine the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, an epoch that revolutionized England's economy, society, and technology. England emerged as a global titan of industrialization, pioneering advancements in manufacturing, transportation, and agriculture. Concurrently, the political landscape was evolving. The monarchy's symbolic role persisted, while power subtly transitioned towards the parliament. The century was marked by the rise of political movements advocating for social reforms and expanded suffrage. The Victorian era, a period of profound cultural and social shifts, also unfolded during this century, along with significant literary and artistic movements. So, buckle up as we delve into the captivating history of 19th century England. Imagine a world rapidly transforming, with smoke billowing from factories and the rhythm of machines creating a new era. Welcome to the Industrial Revolution. England in the 19th century found itself in the throes of this remarkable period of change. It was a time of profound transformation, with the Industrial Revolution acting as the catalyst. The impact on the country's economy, society, and technology was extensive and far-reaching. The Industrial Revolution was a seismic shift from an agrarian, craft-based economy to one dominated by industry and machine manufacturing. This transition was driven by technological innovations such as the steam engine, the cotton gin, and the spinning jenny. As a result, England became a global leader in industrialization, setting the stage for its economic dominance in the century to follow. The revolution's impact on society was equally significant. A new class of industrialists emerged, amassing wealth and influence. Meanwhile, the working class experienced a dramatic shift in their lives. They moved from rural areas to cities in search of employment in factories, leading to urbanization. The population exploded, and cities like Manchester and Birmingham grew at an unprecedented rate. This period also saw notable advancements in transportation. The invention of the steam locomotive revolutionized travel, shrinking distances, and connecting different parts of the country like never before. This, combined with advancements in shipping, facilitated trade and further bolstered England's economy. However, the revolution was not without its challenges. Working conditions in factories were often harsh, and child labor was rife. These issues eventually led to calls for social reform, setting the stage for future labor laws and protections. In the realm of technology, the Industrial Revolution ushered in a new era of innovation. From the power loom to the telegraph, these advancements forever changed the way people lived and worked. The Industrial Revolution, a time of progress and transformation, shaped England's economic landscape. This period of intense change laid the groundwork for England's modern economy and influenced the course of history, not just in England, but around the world. From the monarchy to the parliament, the 19th century was a time of significant political evolution. England's political landscape underwent a transformative shift during this period. The monarchy, while remaining a symbolic institution, saw a gradual diminishing of its power. Instead, the parliament, the country's legislative body, began to wield increasing authority. The 19th century was also a time of political movements and societal upheaval. People were advocating for social reforms, calling for changes in areas such as education, working conditions, and public health. There was a growing clamor for expanded suffrage, the right to vote. The voices of the working class and the middle class were becoming louder, and their demands were gradually being addressed. This clamor led to the introduction of several reform acts. The first of these, in 1832, extended the right to vote to a wider demographic, including the middle class. This was a significant step towards a more democratic society. Yet, it was not enough. The working class, the backbone of the nation's booming industrial sector, remained without a voice. The Second Reform Act, passed in 1867, went further. It extended voting rights to a larger portion of the urban working class. Yet, even this was not seen as sufficient. The battle for universal suffrage continued, leading to the Third Reform Act in 1884. This act further widened the electorate, including many rural workers for the first time. These political changes were not just about votes. They were about the power dynamics within society, about who got to have a say in the running of the country. They were about the struggle for equality and the belief in the principle of government of the people, by the people, for the people. So, as we reflect on the 19th century, we see a significant shift from a monarchy-led system to a more democratic parliamentary system. These political changes marked a new chapter in England's history, setting the stage for modern democracy. As Queen Victoria ascended the throne, a unique era dawned in England, characterized by strict moral codes, industrial expansion, and colonial conquests. This period, known as the Victorian era, spanned from 1837 to 1901 and is often associated with the height of the British Empire. The Victorian era was marked by dramatic shifts in culture and society. The moral compass of the time was largely influenced by the Queen herself. Her virtues of modesty, humility, and family values were widely embraced and became the societal norm. This era was also characterized by a significant expansion of the middle class, contributing to a rise in literacy rates and, consequently, a boom in the publishing industry. Simultaneously, the Industrial Revolution continued to transform the landscape of England. Factories sprouted, railways expanded, and cities grew. These advancements brought about significant changes in the living conditions and occupations of the population. While it led to extraordinary wealth for some, it also resulted in harsh working conditions for others, particularly for the working class. On the global front, the Victorian era saw England's reach extend across continents. The sun never set on the British Empire, as it was often said, with territories spanning Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. This period of colonial expansion not only added to England's wealth, but also influenced its culture, as goods, ideas, and people flowed into the country from its many colonies. Despite its many advancements, the Victorian era was not without its contradictions. While it was a time of great progress, it was also a period of considerable social inequality. The wealth and prosperity of the Industrial Revolution were not evenly distributed, and poverty was widespread. Yet, it was these very contradictions that spurred social reform movements, aiming to alleviate the plight of the poor and bring about social justice. The Victorian era, a time of cultural evolution and global expansion, truly defined 19th century England. It was a period of immense change, leaving a lasting impact on the country's political, economic, and cultural landscape, the effects of which are still felt today. In the midst of socio-economic transformations, the 19th century also witnessed a vibrant explosion of literature and arts. From the quill of Charles Dickens emerged tales that vividly depicted the life and struggles of the common man. His novels, such as Oliver Twist and A Tale of Two Cities, painted a realistic picture of the societal divide and hardships of the era, earning him a place in the pantheon of literary greats. Jane Austen, on the other hand, offered a keen insight into the lives, relationships, and social customs of the landed gentry. Her novels, including Pride and Prejudice and Emma, presented a critique of the societal norms of the time, often with a touch of biting wit and irony. The Bronte sisters, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne, also made their mark in the literary world with their passionate and unconventional works. They explored themes of love, independence, and personal freedom, often pushing the boundaries of what was deemed acceptable in Victorian literature. Parallel to the literary blossoming, the art scene was also thriving. The Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, a group of English painters, poets, and critics, sought to reform art by rejecting the mechanistic approach adopted during the Industrial Revolution. They championed detail, vibrant colors, and complex compositions, drawing inspiration from early Renaissance art. The arts and crafts movement, led by William Morris, was another significant artistic development. It emphasized traditional craftsmanship, simple forms, and often used medieval, romantic, or folk styles of decoration. This movement was a reaction against the perceived decline of standards due to industrialization, and it played a significant role in reviving traditional textile arts and methods of production. These artistic movements not only reflected the realities of the time, but also left an indelible mark on the world of literature and arts. They continue to inspire, provoke, and resonate, reminding us of the rich tapestry of human experience woven during this transformative era in England's history. As we journey back to the present, we carry with us the echoes of the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution, the rise of political movements, the reign of Queen Victoria, the literary and artistic accomplishments of the time. These are the markers that shaped England's history during this transformative century. The The leaps in manufacturing, transportation, and agriculture propelled England to the forefront of global industrialization. Political reforms expanded suffrage, giving voice to more of the population. The Victorian era, with its strict moral code and global expansion, left an indelible mark on England's identity. And the literary and artistic movements of the time gave us a wealth of cultural treasures that still resonate today. The 19th century was indeed a period of immense change and progress for England, laying the foundation for its modernization and global influence. So, the next time you think about the 19th century, remember this journey through time and the transformative events that shaped England's history.